Hey guys, what's up? It's time for another update. Since the last time you saw me, I finished the Dallas Cowboy colored fingers gloves for one of my husband's co-workers and the matching scarf. So those have already been given to her. I gave them to her yesterday. And so what I was working on after that was another one of those twisted turban headbands, and I finished that one a few minutes ago. I was away from the house most of the day and it was almost finished. I just needed to sew the seam it. So here's the headband, and it's been seamed and the ends have been woven in, so it's good to go. And this one is a 4x4 rib twisted turban headband, and it's knit. So I gotta get a wig for my mannequin. I used to have a wig for my mannequin, but my kids, when they were starting to get into anime, it disappeared with them. So yeah, so that headband's finished and it'll be going to its forever home on Monday. The other thing I'm still working on is the Triforce cowl by Malon B. And this is as far as I've gotten so far. This is like the part of the middle portion of the knit pattern right here. So it's getting there. I'm not the fastest knitter in the world, and I'm having fun with this project. It's not a hard project, but because I have to pay attention to what I'm doing, because it's easy for me to lose track of my count and stuff, because I mostly deal with patterns where it's easy for me to memorize the pattern. I don't have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Whereas with this one, I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. The other thing I still haven't had a chance to finish this one is I'm making another of those headbands using the Plymouth Encore yarn in brown. Those headbands, the crochet version of those headbands, are the easy stash busters. Because you guys know I crochet really fast, so it'll be easy for me to do some crochet versions of the headband. So once this is wide enough, you basically just bring it around like this, okay, and you take and you cross it, and then you take it and cross it back over the way you came from, and that's what creates the turban portion right here. And this is like where the gap is at, where you turned on itself. And then you just sew these edges together. It's going to be wider so it'll cover your ears, because the purpose of it is to be like an ear warmer or headband, depends on the person. So it's not hard. It's not hard to do. The hard part is doing this knot, holding it back in together. Okay. It's going that way. This is going to go this way. It's like curling it back around your head, making sure it's long enough to go back around your head. So it's basically hat size, 2 hat sizes in length, plus a little bit extra. And then you curl it back around, and then you got to take a stitch marker and pin that part together. And what I do is I use the mannequin so I can see what so it's visual for me, so I can line it up. And then I'll just stitch marker these edges together that I want to sew together. Make sure everything's not too twisted. It's nice and even. I try to make it look as nice as possible. And then that's the part that's going to have like the little turban right there. So yeah, that's a little turban knot. It's a simple thing to do. I got a pattern from the freaking 50s or 60s from some magazine with the crochet version in it. So this is not a new pattern. This turban head pattern has been around for a very long time. So that's a work in progress right there. Now, people always order stuff in colors. I have a small amount left. I ran out. It's a color that I don't typically keep in my stash because I'm not a pink person. I'm not a purple person, and I'm not typically a red, like Christmassy red person. So I had run out of red yarn, so we went to Walmart, and I got some more red yarn. I got 2 skeins of this, and it's called Mainstays Basic Yarn, and it is soft. It is a lot softer than the Red Heart yarn of the same color. So of course I got this, and it was only $1.97 a skein. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy this. Let me see if it says where it's made at. And it has a pattern on there, some kind of doesn't say it on the outside. Usually it says on the outside where it was made at. And then it's on the inside. Wait a minute. They say who it's distributed by. It's made in China. So this yarn was made in China. So I got 2 skeins of this red, so I have a backup skein in case somebody orders something else in red. Because it's like I said, it's not typical color that I keep in my stash. And so while we were there, they had some Caron cakes. Well, that Line Brand mandala. I think Line Brand does the mandala yarn. But it was on sale as well. And I think it was like $2 or $3. And this is the sport weight. Let me see if it says it's a sport. When you stretch it out, it almost feels like fingering. So number 3. I think that's the sport weight in number 3. I got 2 of these. And since they had some of the stuff on sale, and I wanted one of these Red Heart sweepstakes coupon things, I also got a skein of this in, I think it's called, gold or oil. So I got a skein of this too, because it always comes handy when somebody wants black and gold for the Stillers, or black and gold for my high school that I went to growing up, which is James King Tigers, and they're black and gold. So that's what went into my stash. The weekend before, I think I showed you guys this, but I got one of the Caron cakes, the cupcakes, and it's in a Tutti Frutti colorway. No, it says Mango Tango. So it's in the Mango Tango colorway. Number 296616 is the lot number. And I'm doing the crochet hat that came on the ball band. Okay. Sorry if this isn't very like sharp and crisp. I'm using my laptop because I've been too lazy to take my tower down and put the new power supply in there and stuff yet. So, but it's just a basic beanie pattern that I'm working on, and this is all I have so far. I just started like 5 minutes ago, so this is just what I have so far, and the colors aren't showing up as accurately as they can. But yeah, those are the works in progress. Now, future works in progress I have is, this is some hand spun that I made, God, a couple years ago, and then I gave it away to a friend. Like sometimes I'll just be wanting to decrease my stash, and I'll just grab a bunch of hand spun. When I go to yarn for breakfast, I'll just toss it out. Whoever catches it is theirs. That's the end of it. It's out of my house. It's in yours. But this is a heavy lace to light fingering hand spun, and you can see the sparkle in it. Okay. One of my friends, she's been struggling with this yarn ever since she got it. She keeps trying to make socks out of this. It's not enough for a pair of socks. So I was frustrated because I keep seeing her with a sock. There's not enough for 2 socks. Why would you make 1 sock? So it's like, this would be good for the toe and heel, and use another sock for the body of the sock. There's not enough for a pair of socks unless you're making some socks for a newborn or something. So I took it from her. I said, that's it. Frog that sock you're working on. You don't have enough of socks. Go get you some consistent commercial sock yarn to make your socks with, and I will take this and I will make you fingerless gloves. I said I will find a nice yarn that complements this, and I will make you some basic fingerless gloves that I make for everybody. And so this is some, This was some Premier Yarns, Deborah Norville Serenity Sock yarn. And so these are going to look great together. So this, for the fingerless gloves, this is going to be the cuff and the top of the fingerless gloves, as well as the thumb. And this will be the body of the fingerless gloves. Nice compromise, right? So she'll get something that she can have that's going to use almost all of this, if not all of it. And I'll get peace of mind that she's not sitting there struggling trying to get socks out of that little bit of handspun. Because I don't have any more of this. This was like a test blend that my friend Jana did. And she gave me, you know, what was left to play with. And this is all I just had enough to spin up this small ball, right, as you see right there. So that's a future project. Another future project that I got the yarn for, I don't know if I showed you guys, but I didn't have any more of that. I didn't have enough of that Caron yarn is yellow to do another one of the Wonder Woman shawls that someone wants me to do. So I had to go get another thing of the Caron yarn. And so that's what I did. So having said that, one of the things, like I said, I'm doing is I'm making lots of hats. So I've been looking at my partial skeins and my single skeins that I could probably get 2 hats out of for crochet. So that's what I'm going to be doing, making hats. But I got to do my pay it forward too. So I got to finish my pay it forward. The people that requested yarn have already got their yarn. I got to get together stuff that's going to be mailed out this week. Because Janessa, she wanted fiber for spinning. And then I have 2 friends who I'm going to be mailing stuff to. 3 friends I'm going to be mailing stuff to. From Knit Night. And then that's 4 people I got to mail stuff to. So I got to get that done for Saturday of this week so it can get mailed out. And then after I get that mailed out, I need to finish up my pay it forwards, which will be, I think I have to make just 1, 2, 3, that'll be 4. So 6 items. So I think I got 2 hats and 3 scarves. No, so 1, 2, 3 they got theirs, and that'll be 4. So that'll be 6 items left. So yeah. So I think I got 2 shawls, 1 scarf for sure, and I think I got 2 hats. So that'll be everything that's 2 or 3 hats. But anyway, it'll be everything that's left for the pair. Yeah, so I got 3 or 4. It'll get done. I don't have my list. Let me see. I can find my list real quick. I think I wrote it in here. I pay it forwards. Let me see. Maybe I do, maybe I didn't. Okay, so I have, check these off as I go. Alright, so Ashley has her hand spun. Laura has her. Well, Ashley has Laura's hand spun. She'll give it to Laura. Patrick, he has his because Patrick is married to Ashley. Patrick knits, and so Ashley is in charge of giving Patrick his hand spun. Okay, so Janessa, she wanted dye fiber. So I got 1 scarf, 2 scarves, 3 scarves, 1 shawl, and 2 hats. So that's what I have left to do for pay it forward. So yeah, so that's one of the next things that I gotta do is get out the rest of these pay it forwards out. So they are done. And the phone needs to finish charging. There we go. Remove it so I won't keep hitting it. And so then my pay it forwards will be taken care of. Now, I normally do pay it forwards with my stash, with the acrylic that I'm trying to get out of my stash. And yet it seems that every time I do that, I don't know why, but it seems that more acrylic is gifted into my stash. I want to do this so that I can use some of my nicer yarns for projects. But it is what it is. So I got to get a bunch of stuff done for Edmark Foundation this year, so I can get as much acrylic out of my stash as possible. I want it to be back to where it was before I got gifted with the last plethora of acrylic yarns, where I was doing it by the request or by the order. It wasn't just having acrylic yarn in the house in my stash. And then I was able to start getting up the confidence and the nerve to use my hand spun and to use better yarns that have been gifted to me, because I only have one cubicle of yarn, of good yarns from local yarn shops, wool, that I have purchased. Everything else has been gifted to me, and it's just been a blessing. But I haven't had a chance to get to use it for most of it, because people keep giving me all this acrylic. Stop giving me acrylic. If I need acrylic, I will ask for acrylic for donations to hospitals and other projects that we do as a group that might require acrylic. I want to use my stash too. So that's just that. Spinning, I haven't done any spinning, and that's another thing that I'm upset about, because I want to be doing my spinning, and I want to work on my art, my drawing and stuff. So that's another thing. Oh, Mushi's in here. And so that's something else that I'm just like, you know, between work and my husband's business that we're trying to build, it's just a lot. It takes a lot of time. So you don't really have as much time as you want to do those things that you enjoy, that bring you peace. And so it's like, you know, I gotta do a schedule. Okay, you're gonna knit today, you're gonna crochet this day, you're gonna spin this day, you're gonna draw this day. I just need to sit down and just write it down, and you know, get it out of my head and on the paper, as they say. So, but this is the little pom-pom that came with the yarn. So I don't know. I'm not a pom-pom person, so we'll see whether or not I put it up there. I mean, the hat's not gonna be for me. It's gonna probably be for Dolores or somebody. So I'll probably put the pom-pom up there so she can have it. Because I do have some other yarns, some bright colored fun yarns that I got with Dolores in mind. She's my daughter's best friend's child, and she's a fun little girl. So I'm gonna let you guys go. That's all I got right now. As you know, they're doing a number small crafter challenge thing for people to join, the people who don't have the 1,000 or 40,000 views, to get people to join them and support these people and help them get their viewership and their video views up, so that they don't lose their monetization. So, you know, I don't have a list of people, but go to Jan. Most of you know who Jan Carruthers is. Go to Jan's website, her YouTube, and she has a list of people that she's supporting, and a lot of those people also have a list of people that they're supporting. Actually, I copied somebody's list to copy onto mine. So I'm just going to read them out, and I'm going to paste them in my description box. So this is from someone else's list, so, you know, hey, what they say, copy the cat that copies the cat. So Smurfy 161, Hooked on Happenstance, Melody Crochet, Linda Crazyforyarn, Christine 7043, Sissyknitting and Crochet, Lovecharliecrochet, Cab 147, HookedonHappendtance, Toe Creations, Handmedownz Crochet, Nessbotta Crochet, DOY Creation 7, Snowy 44, Yarn Journey Podcast, Claudia Crochet Luna, The Cozy Cottage Crochet, Little B Kirsty, Mickey Midge, The Crafty Crocheter, Earl Grey Crochet, Deby Y, Dani S, Jana's Favorite Things, Christy's Crochet Corner, Totally.net, SheaRaeKnitting, Blue Heart Crafts, Lisa Happy to Hook, Evangaze, Crochet. I'm not sure if it's Evangaze or Evangaze. Evangaze, who knows. But just, I'm going to post them, and you can go and do like I did, which is search, go to their sites, and if you know, if it's something that you like, subscribe. If not, at least just watch a video, so you can get the video views from it. So also feel free to subscribe to my show and to support my show by letting your friends, crafting friends, know about my videos, and they can subscribe to my channel as well. I haven't done a rant in a long time, so I'm getting ready. Usually it's something that's happened in traffic, that, you know, driving. There's a lot of crazy driving going on right now, and these damn people with their cell phones is the main reason a lot of these wrecks and stuff is happening around here where I live at. But this is about inconsiderate neighbors, okay? So this morning at like probably 2:50 to 3 o'clock, all of a sudden there's this loud car honking and yelling, and I'm like, oh my God, I just like jumped up out of a dead sleep. Just, you know, like, oh my God, what's going on kind of thing. Because it sounded like it was right in our driveway. It was actually right across the street from our house. And the people were just, the man that lives beside these people, he's ill. He's very ill. And then, you know, and it's like these people aren't vetting who they allow to rent their properties. They're just letting anybody who has the money to pay the down payment and whatnot to come up in there. They're not doing background checks. I don't think they're doing background checks on these people or anything. They're just letting anybody move in there. So far, the people that keep moving in there, they're nasty. They throw trash out in the street. Their friends are coming all times of the night. They don't come during the daytime. They come at night. They sit out there with their McDonald's and whatnot, and they throw the trash out on the street. It blows all in everybody's yard. The beer bottles, they let it sit on. They sit on the street. And the funny thing is, there's a garbage can right there. There's a garbage can right there in front of the people's house they're visiting. And you too damn lazy to get out your car, walk to that garbage can, or hand it to that person when they're going from the car back to their house and say, hey, can you throw this away from me? Instead, you throw it out on the street. And it ends up being somebody else's problem. And it's inexcusable. And then you being loud and arguing and fussing and cussing and playing your music loud, and you're waking up the neighbors out of their, you know, we go to work. We got to go to work, you know, the next day. It's so inconsiderate. And then you have the ones who think it's okay. You guys know how I feel about people always driving across my yard, or parking in my driveway, blocking my driveway. So when I come home, I can't even drive up in my yard because they are parked across my driveway. And there's like no cars parked on the street on the other side of the street. They could have parked on the other side of the street. They could have parked in front of the house of the people they were going to visit. Instead, they're inconveniencing me, inconveniencing my neighbor across the street by blocking our driveways. And then they, oh, I'm coming. And they're taking their time coming to move their damn car and stuff. And it's like, you just want to pick up a brick and not mess up, hit the car or nothing. You want to bust that person in the head with the brick. I'm telling you, that's how mad these inconsiderate assholes, I'm just going to say it, make me. And there's no excuse for it. If you did that to them in their neighborhood, they would have a tow truck pulling your car away before you could blink. And so I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to, as soon as we see their car blocking our driveway, don't even try to park. Don't even go down further down for them to see your car. I'm just going to stop at the curb, call the non-emergency number, and request a tow truck because they're blocking my driveway. There's a in Norfolk, there is a 3-foot ordinance for each side of the driveway to give the person who pays taxes to have that driveway to be able to turn in and out of their driveway. You're supposed to give them 3 feet on each side of their driveway. It don't mean that your car hangs over my driveway 3 feet. It means you cannot park within 3 feet of my driveway. It's just so freaking annoying. Just so annoying. I'm telling you guys, I'm about ready to do a GoFundMe. Help me move out of my neighborhood. You know, help me fix my house so I can sell it and move out of my neighborhood. And two, it's just annoying. It's just so annoying how inconsiderate people are. And I like having my garden. I like having a big yard. I like my house. Yes, it's a work in progress. But I hate my neighbors. And if you're a homeowner, you stuck. And if I didn't know, like they say, hindsight is 20/20. If I didn't know what kind of neighbors and what kind of landlords I was going to end up with, because when we moved here, someone actually lived in that house. It wasn't being rented. Same thing with the house beside us. There was an elderly couple living in that house, and they passed away. And then the whoever inherited the house, they rent the house out all the time. So hindsight is 20/20. If I'd known the things I know now, we would have just kept renting, because lease is up, you can move, you know. And that is one of the main things now that I understand is a benefit to having a lease. When your lease is up, if you don't like your neighbors, you can move. I don't have that luxury here. And the housing market is making a comeback, but not in my neighborhood. Not so much so that I could just, you know, rent it out to somebody, because they're going to destroy your house and then it's not going to be worth nothing. So I see that all the time with these landlords. They are half-ass fixing these houses on the inside after each tenant moves out, because these people don't, it's not their house. They don't care. I paid my deposit. That's the way they think. That's their mentality. They have no pride in the house they're renting or living in. They have no pride in anything. And that's part of the problem too, is the people that just ain't been raised right. I'm just gonna say it. They have not been raised right. They have not been raised right to respect other people's property that they're using. They have not been raised just ignorance all around the board, and they're not trying to better their minds. And that's the main thing. You know, you can be born into a situation, but God gave you the common sense and the knowledge that you can improve your situation yourself through improving your mind. And they're all they're about is all this stupidness they see on television and in videos. They ain't about that life. Ain't about that life. But the life that you are about ain't worth having. And so these young people need to sit down and think about 10 years from now, where am I going to be? What am I going to do? How am I going to survive? Your mother and father are not guaranteed to be there for you for the rest of your life. We have a lifespan, just like every human being on this planet has a lifespan. Tomorrow was never promised to be yours. I could take a nap right now and never wake up from it. Anyone could do that, regardless of their age. You know not the day, the time, nor the hour that you leave this earth. I could walk out to my mailbox and anything could happen, and I could trip, fall down the steps, whatever, and I'll be gone. So these children need to understand that it's not about playing and wasting your money and wasting your time and hanging out and doing all these other things. It's about getting point A to point B in the right direction. It's about knowing that one day I'm going to have to retire. So I need to start thinking about saving money. This money I'm blowing on the movies every weekend, I could take three weekends of that money and put it away in a mutual fund, so that when I'm 40 years old or I'm my parents' age, I'll have some money put away for my retirement that's not dependent on Social Security, that's not dependent on my job. Money that I put away all my life for myself, that's been accruing interest and compounding and building. If I'd have known the things that I know now when I was in high school, I would be probably retired right now and not having to work. I would probably have my dream RV driving around to fiber festival to fiber festival, because that's my dream. That is my dream. I want to get my masseuse license, and I want to get an RV or a mobile camper home, something, and then I want to go on the fiber festival circuit. I want to go out to California. I ain't driving out there. I done told y'all, me and California didn't get along. So, you know, I'm not trying to go across the Rocky Mountains unless somebody actually pays me to go across the Rocky Mountains, okay? But everywhere else, I'll go across the Mississippi to a fiber festival. I'll go up the Great Lakes, no problem. But I ain't trying to go across the Rocky Mountains. U-turn and go back towards the East Coast. But you know, that is my dream. That is my goal. That is something that I hope to achieve in the next 10 years. And if that happens, wonderful. If not, I have a definite goal that I'm working towards and put money away for to achieve. So if I'd have known the things, like I said, if I'd known the things I know now, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in today, where I have a mortgage, where the American dream was sold to me and not explained to me, kind of thing. So you don't have to follow the American dream. The American dream is not even a dream. It's the American debt. It is a way to tie the middle class and the poor down into the social structure to help make it harder for you to reach the 1%. If you got all this debt, if you never taught how to take care of yourself and your money, if you're never taught how to save, if you're never taught about compound interest, okay, for instance, all right, there's this thing called the banker's rule, or the rule of 72. Albert Einstein explained it, but you never hear about that, do you? You hear about Einstein and the theory of relativity, E equal mc squared, but you never hear about Albert Einstein and the banker's rule. Just like they teach us, when they start teaching about compound interest, your mind kind of glazes over, because to me that's like math. It was never broken down to me and explained to me in a way that I would pay attention to it or understand it or even care. And that's the problem right now in our school systems. You're teaching these kids, teaching me, teaching these kids, you taught me rather, things that I'm never going to use in my adult life ever again. But the one thing you could have taught me that you should have been teaching me when I was in elementary school, every year I should have been graded on this until the year I graduated, was how about personal finance and everyday uses of money, interest, da-da-da-da-da. None of this stuff is taught properly so that kids can take that knowledge while they're young, while they're just getting into the workforce, and they can go ahead and just say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start saving up for my retirement, saving up for my dreams. I don't have to have a college education to get ahead in the United States of America. I do have to be literate, and I should get my license in something, or I should get a trade, learn a trade in something, or I should learn how to, get into the financial game. None of this stuff is encouraged, taught, unless you come from a family with that type of background, to lift these kids up to those aspirations, to know that, hey, there are other options besides going to college and getting in debt, or trying to get a 4-year scholarship to go to college. And even though you got a 4-year scholarship, you have to live, you have to eat, you have to pay for your books. Scholarship don't pay for everything, and so you still end up getting in debt. It's all about getting you in debt and keeping you in debt. So think about that. Talk to your kids about money. Money should be an everyday conversation in your household with your children. Start now while they're young, and keep talking to them about it. How are your investments doing? Did you hear about this investment? Hey, what about this? Did you start your Roth IRA yet? Did you do this? Did you do that? You know what I'm saying? Have you gotten your own insurance policy? You don't have to have a big insurance policy. Just like even if you look at Suze Orman and Dave Ramsey, by term invested difference. They're not telling a lie, they're telling the truth. But you got a lot of companies out there invested in the lie to keep you in a place where they prosper and you don't prosper. So that was my rant for today, and I'm gonna get back to knitting, crocheting, and you guys take care. Talk to your kids about money, okay? It's very important. Make an appointment with a CPA or someone to talk to them about money, to talk to them about investing, to talk to them about setting up a mutual fund, not just for college or anything like that. They can set up a mutual fund where they can just put their money in there and let their money grow. If they want to go to college, they'll go to college. If they don't want to go to college, they don't have to go to college. There are people out there earning 4 times the amount of money as someone who went to college, and they have their license in something. So there are options out there other than college. You got community colleges out there where they can Pell Grant basically pay for their associate's degree, and then they take their associate's degree and get a license in something, and boom, they're making just as much money as someone who went to college for 4 years. But they don't have the debt of that person that went to college for 4 years. So think about that. Think about it. I wish like I said, hindsight is 20/20. You live and you learn, and I'm passing that stuff on to you guys. It's a rant, kind of. But you have the opportunity, if you have young people in your life, children still in school and whatnot, you have an opportunity to be a positive force in that child's life to make sure that child is educated about money, about investing, about finances. Okay? That is my charge to you guys. Your job, until that child is an adult, is to every day have a conversation, a positive conversation with that child about their money, investing their money. How are you going to invest your money? Did you look at the stock market today? What stock would you pick? That should be just as good a conversation with them as, wow, Dallas won. Dallas, they're getting paid. Their owners are billionaires. But what about your child? Your child needs to win too. And Dallas isn't going to pay for your child to win. It's your responsibility to get your child in a mindset where that child is thinking about, I want to win for me. They're not paying my bills unless once they become an adult, they end up working for the team or being a football player or whatever. But, you know, how many of them go out to become football players and end up with nothing because they don't have that financial foundation? So that's my thing for you guys, is to start that conversation. It should be an everyday conversation in your home. Your child needs to know what you're out there working hard for. Your child needs to understand where your money comes from, where your money goes. And your child needs to understand that there ain't no damn Santa Claus, okay? You got mama and daddy out there busting their asses every day to keep a roof over their head, the electric on, the water paid, okay? They need to know that it's mama and daddy's love that allowed them to have this, that, and the other. Not no damn imaginary character, okay? Too much. These kids face disappointment, emotional trauma for being born and raised and taught these lies to the point where when they become adults, they expect things, but you don't understand. It wasn't a gift from Santa Claus. It was a gift from your mama. It was a gift your mom and daddy worked overtime and gave up spending time with you to acquire these things for you. But you're giving that credit to an imaginary freaking fat man when you need to give it to have them give that credit to you and tell you, mom and daddy, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for working those extra hours. You need to hear from your child that they appreciate you busting your ass for them. Okay? And they need to understand that when little Timmy in school only got some clothes for school, notebooks and stuff from their parents for school, it didn't get an iPad, didn't get all this other stuff, that Santa Claus didn't bring them that stuff, you did. Because Timmy's wondering why Santa Claus is discriminating against him. I was a good kid. I got all A's, but Santa Claus didn't bring me an iPad. Santa Claus didn't do this for me. Santa Claus didn't do that for me. But the class clown who's always getting in trouble, Santa Claus got him an iPad. Santa Claus got him some Air Jordans. It's wrong. And it is destroying these kids emotionally every single year that these freaking holidays roll around, because they done put this imaginary crap out there instead of letting these kids know where that money came from, who paid that money, and who gave them those gifts. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It's unnecessary, and it's teaching the wrong values to the children of this country and other countries. People who are coming here, kids are learning these values, and it's stupid. It's all about a buck, a dollar, commercialization. Trying to mess with your mentality, brainwash these kids into thinking this is the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay? So, think about that. the next holiday get ready to roll around. I mean, every holiday has become commercialized like this. Easter is coming up. Valentine's Day. Every holiday you see, there's a sale attached to it. But are you going to be smart enough to teach your child that stay away from the sale and stay with your family and learn about the history behind that holiday and celebrate that holiday in its true form, not the commercial form that's been sold to you and everybody else in this country? That's it. Y'all take care.